budgeting friends, it's Dano from the Budget Newbie, and today I am doing my November wrap-up video. I cannot believe we only have 1 month left of this year. Well, less. We've got, 29 days. That is crazy to me. This year has just flown, both in a good way and in a bad way, but I am certainly glad that we are getting close to the end of this year, getting rid of this year, and hopefully, touch all wood, all lucky charms out, that next year is a better year, and it's definitely going to be full of some very exciting changes for me, and I can't wait to share them with you at a future time. But yeah, let's get into this November wrap up. So as always, the only thing I have done is I've gone through and calculated how much I spent in each of my categories for both cash and my bank. Yes, I definitely filled a lot of stuff and did a lot of spending in November. However, I will say a lot of that was buying all my Christmas presents, I've got all my niece and 2 out of 3 of my nephews' birthday presents for next year. So all in all, I think I'm doing pretty good. But that's why I've definitely spent a lot more. I had a lot more transactions than normal. Okay, so let's get into this. As I feel weird because I moved everything into this temporary binder, so it's like a lot more flimsy, I guess, but it's also a lot lighter because I have now created my planner for next year, which is very exciting. Okay, so my debts, I only have the 2. I have mortgage number 1 and mortgage number 2. Okay, the current balance of mortgage number 1 is I'm owing $99,690. Well, a tad less, but I round up with cents. And then for mortgage number 2, I am owing $27,096. Okay. Minimum payment for number 1, I just always put in $650, and number 2 is $400. Those aren't actually the minimum payments. I think this one's like $200 now, and then this one's $500. But even then, that is interest plus principal. So I'm just constantly paying off more. Okay. So last month's, where are my notes? Here we are. Last month's total balance was $127,398. And then this month's, don't expect it to have changed much. Just because I'm not focusing on paying this off at the moment. Yeah, so it's only changed by like $600. As you can see, this at the moment just isn't a priority. My house is officially on the market, which is very exciting. So, I mean, hopefully in a couple of months when everything goes through and like it sells and everything, I won't have this debt at all. All right. Total debt monthly progress. So we take A and then take away B. So yeah, I paid off $612. Great. So, I mean, I pay $1,050, so clearly $400 or so of that is going straight to interest. So, yeah, anyway. Okay, and then we divide that by Where's my, how much should I start with? I started in March. Oh, I hate writing on the rings. 1, 4, 7, 8, 6, 6. Divide 1, 4, 7, 8, 6, 6. So I have paid 2%, 4% this month. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Now let's work out where I am year to date. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 6. So 1, 4, 7, 8, 6, 6. Take away 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 6. So far since March, I've paid off $21,080. I think that is pretty impressive. Sorry, my handwriting looks terrible when I'm writing on the rings. I should just really take the pages out, shouldn't I? So let's divide that by 1, 4, 7, 8, 6, which means I have paid off a total of 14%, which is awesome. Alright, I still don't worry about my assets and liabilities because I don't. Alright, this is where I have a little bit of an issue. I forgot to record how much I was starting off with in my bank account at the start of November. So I can't actually work out what my total monthly income was, which is very frustrating because it means it makes it harder to compare. I definitely had more of an income this month because I used a lot of sinking funds this month, so my income is definitely higher than usual. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down the total of my income as well as how much of that. How rude of work to be interrupting me at the moment. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm just going to add up where my income is at, like what I got in income wise. So in my bank account, I had a total of $6,485, and then in cash, I had a total of $3,340, which means this month I had a income of $9,825. A good chunk of that was sinking funds, and also finally, now that we're back at the studio, stock is starting to sell. So that's 9,825. However, I'm just going to put here that $80 plus this 6,485. That was the only stuff that I earned, as in everything else was sinking fund money that I don't consider earned income because it comes in and goes straight out to whatever I spent it on, plus 80. So my earned income was actually $6,565, which is a lot more normal. Let's just go with that. Okay, so where are my monthly budgets? All right, so debt, I have a budget of $1,000. I'm just gonna shuffle things around, and I spent $1,050. I'm just gonna do everything now, like as I'm going through it. So where's my green pen? No, that's pink. It was here a moment ago. I mean, that's a green pen. It's not my green pen that I want to be using. There's a green pen. Alright. Okay, so that is a positive extra of $50. Okay. Next up is savings, and my goal for that is $1,000. In cash, I did 1,960, and then in my bank, I did 750, which means I actually saved $2,710, which is a positive extra of $1,710. Okay, food. This is where we start going into reds. I can predict it. We will be going into reds. So my budget is $400. In cash, I spent $295, and in my bank account, I spent $315. So I spent $610. Yeah. Okay, so that is a negative difference of $210 that I overspent. Petrol. My budget is $300. I don't think I spent, no, nothing from my bank, and I spent $170. Awesome. $170, which is a positive difference of, I spent $130 less. Okay. Utilities, my budget is $400. I don't think I spent anything in my cash. No, for utilities. I spent $327 from my bank, which is a positive difference of, let's see if I can work it out in my head, $73. Maybe. Hope that's correct. All right, poll. My budget is $600. I spent nothing in cash, and I spent $526 in my bank, which means that was a positive difference of $74. I'm doing good. All right, next up is car, which has a budget of $200. Now, I'll preface this with my car insurance was due this month, so that is why it is so ridiculously over. And I didn't spend anything there. I spent $1,112, which is a negative difference of, math's too hard, $912. But I am going to write a note saying car insurance, because that was like $1,050 for that. So if I didn't have that, I would have been totally fine. Okay, next up is fun. That budget is $500. In cash, I spent $0 on fun. And then in my bank account, I spent $260. Which means that is a positive difference of $240. Health and beauty. Look, I always have issues with this one. I actually think I need to cut this down and start looking at how much I'm spending on clothing, because that's my problem child. Yeah. So health and beauty for cash, I spent $590 plus $972. So I spent $1,562. Although I will preface this as well with, a lot of this was Black Friday sales, so I had money from my supplement sinking fund, I had money from my Black Friday sinking fund, I had money from my clothing that I used, so I had the money there. It's just, that's where I like spending my money. Okay, oops, one take away 300. So technically I overspent by $1,262. Okay, travel, I don't normally budget anything. However, I did spend $135. Again, this was all from a sinking fund, so, you know, I am technically over, but it's fine. And then events, I generally budget nothing. However, Christmas and, mainly Christmas being what it is, I definitely did spend money. So I only spent in cash because it was all from sinking funds. So I spent $915. All of that was already pre-saved for because I had my Christmas sinking fund, and I also bought birthday presents and things like that. So, you know. Oh, and also the wedding was this month as well. So, and the hens night. So yeah, that's why that one's up. And then miscellaneous, I lost the page. Go back one. I normally budget $300. Definitely overspent here as well. Miscellaneous, 553 plus 622. 1175. And take away 300 equals. So that was over by $875. Yeah. So there is quite a lot of red on there, but most of it stems from Black Friday sales and buying all that stuff in one go. All right, let's work out the percentage. It's not going to be that. It will be a couple $100 out, but we'll just go with what we know. So I'm just going to do it based on this income number. So we go 1050 divided by 9825 equals. So that was 11% to debt. 2710 divided by 9825. That was 28% to savings. Divided by 9825 equals 6% to food. 9825. 2% to petrol. 827 divided by 9825. 3% to utilities. 5% to pole. 11% to car. 16% to fun. Nope. 16% to health and beauty. 3% to fun. This is why I normally do this in erasable marker, but anyway. And then I did the wrong one. 3%, that's 16%. Okay. 135 divided by 9825. 1% to travel. 9% to events. And 12% to miscellaneous. At least savings is still top priority. But yes, I need to work on the rest. Okay, next up is my debt. So for both debt and savings, I go off my earned income. I don't look at my total, because obviously money that's come out of sinking funds isn't going to pay for debt. They're going to spend on what the sinking fund was for. So my total income was 6,565. And then the amount of debt that I paid off was $1,050, and savings was $2,710. Okay, so 1050 divided by 6,565 equals 16% of my earned income went towards paying debt, and 41% of my earned income went to savings, which I'm okay with. Okay, so my debt categories, I only have the two. So mortgage 1 and mortgage 2. So mortgage 1 got 650 and mortgage 2 got 400. That's just what I always put in. So 650 divided by 1050, it got 62% of my debt, and then 400 divided by 1050, it got 38% of my debt. Okay, savings categories. Let me have a look at what they are. So I have $5 challenge. I have emergency fund. I have 100 envelope challenge. I have sinking funds. Emergency fund. Alright, what's on this one? And I have deposits. My home deposit. Okay, so deposit, I put in $550. Emergency fund, there's $200 on that page, plus 50 plus 100, so $300 into emergency fund. Okay, $5 challenge. It's nothing where I'm putting this. Cool. 5 plus 5 plus 5. I should just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9 times 5. $45 for the $5 challenge. 100 envelope challenge. I did $350 in one paycheck. And then $660 in the next. So that's $1,010. And then sinking funds, I did $800 in one lot, and oh, I didn't write it down for the second one. Whoops. Because there should be a sinking funds listing here, which means my savings numbers are totally out. All right, let me just look up that. I did 1,050. Whoopsie. So 150 equals 1,850, because that means that that number is actually incorrect, and it should be $3,760. So let me just fix up this. That will throw that out. So over half of my earned income went to savings. Divided by 6565 equals, yeah, so 57% went to savings, which I'm okay with. Okay, so I'll change all the stuff on this sheet later, but let's just work this out. So 45 divided by 3,760 equals 1% went to the $5 challenge. It's really in the wrong spot. $300 divided by 3,760 equals, so 8% went to emergency funds. 1010 divided by 3,760. So 27% went to the 100 envelope challenge. 1850 divided by 3,760. 49% went to sinking funds. And 15% went to my deposit. Okay, let's just quickly change over here, because it's going to throw out that number. It will change that number, and it will change that number. Okay, so what did I say I spent? 3,760, which is actually $2,760 more, and that makes it 3,760 divided by 9,825 equals 38%. Okay. Good thing I caught that. Alright, so the last thing to do is to just have a look at where the numbers are compared to last month's comparison. So I'm just going to pull that sheet out. So obviously I don't know the change, but it will have gone up because I used a lot of sinking funds this month. So look, that's okay. Alright, so last month I spent 1,050 in debt. And that was 13%. This month I spent the same, because that won't change now until I get rid of. I'm going to need this page too. Yeah, it won't change now until I get rid of this mortgage and buy a new place. And so change is nothing. So savings, last time I put in 3,290, which was 42%. This time I put in 3,760, which was 38%. I'll work out all the differences after. Food, last month I spent 366, which was 5%. This time I spent $610, which was 6%. So if you have a look at, because of how much more I had this month, the percentages aren't actually that different, but the amounts are a lot different. So last month I spent $50 on petrol. That was because we were locked down, whereas now I'm driving again. So this month I spent $170, which was 2%. Utilities, I spent $327, which was 4%. This month I spent $327. And that was actually 3% this time. Poll, last month I spent $327, which is 4%. This time I spent $526, which was 5%. Car, I spent nothing, whereas this time I spent $1,112, which was 11%. Okay, fun. I spent $459, which was 6% last month. This month I spent $260, which was 3%. Health and beauty, my problem child. Last month I spent $794, which was way too much. And then this month I spent $1,562. However, this month I at least had all my sinking funds to pay for it. Last month I spent nothing on travel. This month I spent $135, which was 1%. Events, last month I spent $205, which was 3%. This month I spent $915, which was 9%. And then lastly, miscellaneous, I spent $152, which was 2%. And then this month I spent $1,175, which was 12%. Okay. Let's just put that back in. All right, let's just work out the changes. So, savings, I did save more this time. So, 3,760 take away 3,290. So, I actually saved $470 more. Food, 610 take away 366 equals. I spent $244 more. Petrol, I spent $120 more. That was obviously going to happen because I'm driving more, so it just had to have happened. Okay, utilities was the exact same. Pole, I spent $199 more. Car, well, I didn't spend anything last month, so I spent $1,112 more. Fun, I actually spent less. I spent $199 less. Health and beauty, I definitely spent more. I spent $768 more. Travel, I spent $135 more. Oh, events, I spent $710 more. I like it when they're easy for me to work out. And miscellaneous, I spent $1,023 more. Okay, oh, that is a lot of red on that page, but hopefully next month, because everything is pretty much bought, it will be a whole lot of green on that page. But that is it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all next time. Bye.